So the YJ ZhiLong Mini 4x4 comes in at £12, which is the same price as their full-size version, the Yaesu V2M. Slightly less than the MGC, which is their basically flagship, but not overly expensive 4x4, and £1 more than the Meilong M and GMS, two of the best budget 4x4s, and 3. And the other thing is, they differ in size by 3mm, so 3mm size difference right here between each one. So yeah, the main selling point of the Mini 4x4 is that it's mini, 56mm. And I have had some slight problems though with it, unfortunately, in that when I think the screw holders are a bit weak, so I would recommend against trying to mess around with complicated setups and stuff like that, simply because you don't want to break the screw holder. I think on one of them I did, and on this one I got pretty close and somehow managed to save it. So yeah, it's very light for a 4x4. I don't think any other 4x4 is under 100 grams. Yeah, it's abnormal. Yeah, a lot lighter than most 4x4s. But if you can prevent it collapsing when setting up, it then performs pretty nicely. And even out of the box, it performs quite nicely. In many ways, I would suggest don't bother trying to set it up. Maybe just put a few drops of lubricant in, but I wouldn't recommend trying to mess around with the setup because it's just a bit risky. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's just a batch defect, but I don't know. But the fact it's happened on 2 is a bit worrying, and yeah. But anyway, in general, it performs pretty nicely. It has reasonable corner cutting. Maybe the white layer is a bit tight. That might be the problem. But yeah, it's smooth. It's relatively fast. Generally, it retains the YJ feel. It feels somewhat similar, maybe slightly faster than the MGC, and the magnets aren't as strong, and quite similar to the Yaesu V2M, but if you actually look at the mechanism, I'm sure it will be different to either of them, possibly a mixture between the two. But obviously, the only selling point really is the size. If you want a mini 4x4, this is the one to get, but I personally don't see the point in a mini 4x4. That's just the way it is. I thought, oh, maybe it will be good for one-handed, and I did a few solves on it and they were okay, and then I broke my PB that I just broken with it with the Yaesu WRM. So yeah, you don't need a mini 4x4. But if you want a mini 4x4, this is the best mini 4x4 on the market. If by mini you mean smaller than the Meilong M or the Yaesu WRM.